Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are jumping headfirst into the world of FinOps. If you've ever stared at a cloud bill and just thought, how on earth did it get this big? Or, where do I even start to get this under control? Then trust me, you are in the right place.
All right, before we get into the good stuff, we have to do the important legal bit. This is Module 1 of a 20-module tutorial, FinOps 101, a complete guide to cloud cost management for non-financial professionals, based on a comprehensive report by Virtualization Options LLC, and offers only general guidance and is provided without warranty and is not legal or financial advice. And as such, it is recommended that you discuss any proposed actions with your financial and legal professionals before taking action. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started. The cloud was sold to us as this amazing, almost magical place, right? Infinite resources, incredible speed, endless innovation. And look, in so many ways it delivered. But that amazing promise of flexibility, well, it came with a catch. It brought a whole new kind of financial complexity that, frankly, most companies just weren't ready for. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How did something that was built for efficiency end up feeling so financially chaotic for so many people? It's the central problem that led to FinOps even existing, and it's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So let's start by digging into the root of the problem. We'll call this first section Cloud Cost Chaos, because this isn't just about spending a bit more money. It's a fundamental change in the entire reality of how IT spending works.
Okay, so this slide really gets to the heart of it. Think about the old world of traditional IT. It was kind of like paying rent. You planned way ahead, you bought your servers, and your costs were pretty much fixed and predictable. The cloud, though, that's more like your electricity bill, where every single switch you flip, every faucet you turn on, is metered by the second. It's incredibly powerful for sure, but if you're not paying attention and you leave all the lights on, well, those costs can spiral out of control fast.
So, how do we possibly manage this wild, new, variable world? How do we start bringing some order back into all this chaos? Well, that brings us right to the solution, FinOps.
So let's get a really clear definition down. FinOps is a cultural practice that brings financial accountability to the variable spending model of cloud computing. Now, I want you to really pay attention to that word, cultural. This is so important. FinOps is not a piece of software you buy or a new department you spin up. It is a fundamental shift in how your entire organization thinks about spending money in the cloud.
And this is a huge misconception we need to clear up right now. If you're thinking FinOps is just some fancy new buzzword for slashing the IT budget, you are missing the whole point. It is so much more strategic than that.
Instead of just cutting, FinOps is all about making smart trade-offs. It's a constant balancing act between these three things: how fast you can go, the quality of what you're building, and how cost-efficient you can be. The real goal isn't just to spend less, it's to squeeze the absolute most business value out of every single dollar you put into the cloud. Okay, so who's in charge of this big balancing act? Whose job is it? The short answer is pretty much everyone. As you're about to see, FinOps is a total team sport, and collaboration is the name of the game.
The whole idea here is that you can't just toss this problem over the wall to the finance team and tell them to figure it out. It just doesn't work that way. It only succeeds when you get engineering, finance, and your business leaders all speaking the same language and working together.
And this is where it gets really interesting. And let's be honest, a little challenging. You've got your finance team, and they need things to be predictable. They need to control costs. Then you have engineering, who need the freedom and flexibility to build great things. And then there's the business leaders, who are focused on innovation to beat the competition. See how these goals can sometimes pull in opposite directions? FinOps is what creates that common ground, that shared language, so that all these teams can pull in the same direction.
All right, so we've covered the who. Now let's get into the how. How does this actually work in practice? Well, welcome to the FinOps lifecycle. It's all about creating a continuous loop of improvement.
It's a really simple but incredibly powerful three-step cycle. First up, you have inform. You have to give everyone visibility into who's spending what and on what. You just can't manage what you can't see. Next, once you can see everything, you optimize. You start finding those opportunities to cut waste and just be smarter about your spending. And finally, you operate. This is where you build automated policies and processes to lock in those gains and keep things efficient. And then the loop starts all over again. Inform, optimize, operate, over and over.
And that brings us to another one of those crucial mindset shifts. FinOps is not a project with a start and end date that you just check off a list. The cloud changes constantly. Your business changes constantly. So your FinOps practice has to be this living, breathing thing that's always learning and improving.
Okay, this brings us to our final section, and honestly, it might be the most important piece of the entire puzzle. The real secret sauce of FinOps isn't a tool or a process. It is a deep, profound cultural shift.
Just look at this contrast. In the old IT world, one central team held the purse strings. If an engineer needed a server, they had to fill out forms and go through a whole process. But in the cloud, any engineer, right now, can spin up thousands of dollars of infrastructure with a single line of code. The power to spend has been pushed out to the edges, to everyone.
And this quote from our source material absolutely nails it. This democratization of spending requires new skills, tools, and processes. When you give everyone the power to spend company money, you absolutely have to give them a new framework to manage that responsibility. The old rules just don't apply to this new game.
So what's the big takeaway here? At the end of the day, it's this. FinOps is about building a cost-conscious culture. It's about empowering every single person who writes code to think about cost as just another metric, right alongside performance and security. It's about making every team member a responsible owner of their little piece of the cloud bill.
And that leads us to our final thought for today. I'm just going to leave you with this one question to think about. Is your organization's culture really ready for everyone to be responsible for cost? Because before you go out and buy any tool or write any policy, you have to have an honest answer to that question. That right there is the true first step on any successful FinOps journey. Thanks so much for joining me.